I'm Amy Kelly reporting for TooeleTV, and I'm joined today with Ann House. And Ann, you've got quite a background and a passion for astronomical, I would say, discoveries. A finger in every pie. It sounds like you've been quite busy. Tell me a little bit about your background and how you got started in this.
Well, I'm an amateur astronomer. This is not my profession. I am an educator, but in social sciences, I'm a financial counselor, work up at the University of Utah. But this has just always been kind of a passion, a hobby of mine. And I remember when my kids were little, I would take them to the Salt Lake Astronomical Society's dark sky night observing. And back in the day, it was up at Little Mountain. So you had to go up through the canyon and go up to Little Mountain. We don't go up there anymore. It's got communication towers on it now.
I thought about that.
Yes. But even as a little girl, I grew up in Washington, D.C., but, in the 50s and the 60s, which tells you how old I am. But the skies still were fairly light polluted, but we could see some things. And my father would point out those stars that he was familiar with. So I think I've always been interested. But my father worked for the National Park Service, so I remember at the age of 8 going to Bryce Canyon. We took several big trips across country, and I remember Bryce Canyon, 8 years old. And I remember driving into Bryce and the red rock and the blue sky. I'd never seen such blue skies, before. I'm sure the red rock and the blue skies, really accentuated it. But that night, so many stars. I mean, it was just amazing. I've never forgotten it. So I always wanted to learn the sky.
Well, and I think you've obviously shared your passion. It's exciting to see how many people you've been able to bring out to your events. Tell me on average how many typically show up.
Mm-hmm. We can have, a few dozen, all the way up to several hundred.
Well, you've intrigued me tonight because you brought up some other things, and I was having some fun checking out some of the other members' telescopes. We'll show you those in a moment. One was even over 100 years old, which I could not believe.
Yes.
So you have people who bring out their own telescopes as well to these functions?
We do. This is our observatory. It's called SPOC, affectionately known as SPOC. It's the Stansbury Park Observatory Complex. We've got 2 buildings, 3 bays, and 3 permanently mounted telescopes. And they're large. This right here is a 32-inch, and it is the largest telescope in the state that the public can look through. The universities have some larger ones up on top of some mountains, but this is for the public. We built this just for observing, and then we've got 2 other telescopes. So our members as well will bring out their own telescopes, so we can have up to 40 telescopes out here on the grass. And so people that come out to, enjoy one of our star parties, they can just walk around amongst all the telescopes.
Now, you said something about the light that you should use when you come out to these parties.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Show you. You should kind of maybe not spend the day in the sun if you're going to come out here. Kind of get your eyes used to the dark. But in some ways you might want to come out before it gets too dark, just so that you can see your way around and know where you are and find the parking spot and find us. But let your eyes get accustomed to the dark. Okay. And the more accustomed it is, the more you can see. And there's nothing scary about the dark at all. If you must bring a flashlight, bring one of these. And you can get them all over. Nothing too special about it. I think this was $5 or $6. Okay. And it does have a white light on it, but it also has a red light. And you can see the red light here. Mm-hmm. And this does not interfere with your night vision. So if you need to look around, you can bring one of these.
I think that would be something that most people were fearful of, because you wouldn't want to. I'm sure there's certain etiquette. What else should a person know when they're coming to join your parties that they should be aware of?
Let's see. Don't touch the telescopes. Okay. Some of these are very, very expensive, tens of thousands of dollars. So don't touch the telescopes. Wait until the handler of the telescope, greets you. Usually you stand in line if there's quite a few people. Okay. And the person operating the telescope will show you where to look, because on different telescopes you look in different places through the eyepiece. And then the operator will tell you what you're looking at. Please ask questions, and you don't need to hurry. As you're looking through the eyepiece, you need to look around a little bit until you can maybe see the object. And then, too, the longer you look at an object, the more clear it becomes to you. Wow. Ask questions. Some of the telescopes we will let you touch, but we will let you know which ones you can touch.
Wow.
And
is there an age limit?
No age limit. No.
So young children can come?
Young children can come. Yes, yes, as long as they don't have, sticky hands and aren't eating ice cream cones or something. Absolutely.
Right.
We do have the parents lift them up to the eyepiece. We let the parents do that. I remember one night at Bryce Canyon, and I looked through a large telescope, and I saw 7 galaxies. In one view, 7. And, other than the stars that you can see that are in our own, galaxy, our own universe, our own galaxy, beyond that, they're just, the number of galaxies out there are just amazing. And so it really puts into perspective, our little Earth, our little corner of the galaxy. And we're probably not the only people or the only beings because there's just so much space out there. We absolutely can't be.
Oh, it's so wonderful and exciting. And thank you for sharing your passion with us and all the other people who get to come out and join. And again, tell them how they can find out about you.
Yes. You probably, unless you're familiar with Stansbury Park, you might want to look at a map. Okay. And our maps are on our website, slas.us.
Well, this has been delightful, to say the least. And I'm excited. And again, Salt Lake Astronomical Society. Wonderful banner, wonderful people, and a wonderful experience. And if you'd like to join, just check on the information below. We'll see you. Thanks for watching TooeleTV.